Penguin Random House Audio presents Harrow by Joy Williams. Read for you by Jaime Lamchick. For Jay-Z. On the vehicle that transported them was written, "All creatures of whatever description, named or unnamed, are to be brought with us on the great journey." It was a perfect assurance becoming increasingly illegible. They believed themselves to be tourists. They wore sun hats and clutched sippy cups. "Oh," they'd exclaim. The rocks were pretty in a certain light. The air was pleasant. Was it not Socrates who doubted that a person was a human being at birth? He did so doubt. Those were the days when a human being was something to be aspired to. They didn't want to be told, shown, maybe. Each felt the others to be as inanimate as dolls. They appreciated the paradox of being together in this, but not really. In the distance, something wheeled slowly in the air. The beyond is in this life, a pretty exciting notion. They paid scant attention to the scrimshawed vehicle that transported them. That was the skin outside them. It was lost on them, really. The skein of ice on mud held patterns, too. Something fled in its shadow before them. They had come from other places, and the inevitable comparisons and confidences arose. They missed different things. They thought they'd see those things again here. Where are the antelopes with their lovely masks? Where are the milty streams? No one had brought a pen or a camera or a tin of paints. I left my paints behind. Could hardly do this justice, I thought. Yes, look at those canyon walls. When I first heard a cave breathe, I'll tell you, I was scared. Something like that breathing. Inhale, exhale. The holes just scream. Excuse me, we weren't talking caves, we were talking canyons. When my daddy had his cerebral hemorrhage, he couldn't talk no more, but he could scream and sing. That's the left, when it affects the left. Will this way go? That's canyoneering jargon. When they say, I don't know if this way will go, they mean... I just got back from the desert. The American one, of course, was visiting my nephew, my sister's boy. He's got himself an eagle now. He'll kill anything to support that eagle. How did he come by that? Lottery. Now he's got to support it, which means feeding it. He shoots all manner of things for it, but he's got a connection at the grocery store who gives him stuff too, mostly ham. Have you ever seen anything stiller than a ham? I've certainly not. You'd think an eagle wouldn't care for anything that still. What else did you do in the desert, Danielle? Nothing stiller than a ham. That's funny. I don't believe I'd care for the desert. You'd have to look at it. There'd be no choice. What else would there be to look at? Well, they're putting in lots of solar grids now. They're paving the desert floor with panels. Some poor devil whose job it is to have to look at those. They're like the sheep herders of yore living in these peanut trailers, farming the sun and the wind. But the wind's dying down out there. More and more no wind days a month. Isn't that the darndest thing? It's like the wind is saying, I will not be enslaved. Danielle, you are a riot today. I think the world is dying because we were dead to its astonishments, pretty much. It'll be around, but it will become less and less until it's finally compatible with our feelings for it. You are not our guide. You shouldn't talk like you're our guide. I do like some of the guides better than others. Some of them are nicer. Death's angels. They're Death's angels, the nicer ones. I'd like to go back to the little rooms now. Aren't there still the little rooms where we can be? Oh, what have we done? Someone cried. Book 1. If they do this when the wood is green, what will happen when the wood is dry? Luke, chapter 23, verse 31. My mother and father named me Lamb. My mother believed that I had died as an infant, but had then come back to the life we shared. As I grew, her intention and need was to put me in touch with where I had been when I was dead, what I remembered of it, and what I had learned. She believed I was destined for something extraordinary. My father did not believe I had ever been dead, nor did any of the doctors they consulted. A young man was watching me the night I was said to have died. He did not harm me, was the truth of it. It was just a story that was to grow up around us both, causing us both to be outcasts. My mother and father were at a dance, the first dance of the summer. My mother lacked good judgment in many things. She would be the first to admit it. She had taken up with this young man who was still a teenager a little more than a month after I was born. He was a town boy. He delivered our groceries and was Catholic as well. My mother made him go to St. Margaret's, but to my mother, he railed against the constraints of the church. She found him sweet, his sometimes impotence, his muscles, his dark, dark hair, his inchoate manner of thinking. Sweet. She enjoyed having him explain purgatory to her. "They abolished it," he said. "How utterly ridiculous! I just don't think they can do that, do you?" "They did, but it still exists." "And one should fear it, but one should guard against excessive fear. One mustn't feel overwhelmed. One must always keep in mind that justice punishes and mercy pardons." She looked at him somberly. "Correct." "And tell me again how long a person of faith would have to spend there, assuming that even being very good, this person would still manage to commit 10 wrongs a day, which is a conservative number by any reckoning." A priest had told his mother that each wrong results in 1 hour of purgatory. Even if you strive tirelessly to be good, you'll be racking up faults by the thousands and will meet God dangerously in debt, the priest, a geriatric traditionalist, said. After 50 years, say, you've accumulated 150,000 faults and got rid of half of them through penance and good works, but you'd still have 75,000 hours to pay down. And that would take 7 years, 10 months, and 15 days. "I've told you what my mother was told," he said. "You're just fucking with me." I just love the calculations. They're so precise. "They abolished it, but that doesn't mean we're relieved of the necessity of going there." Yes, my mother found him sweet. His smooth face and square hands, the practiced roll of his walk, his threadbare jeans, the impracticality and poverty of his life. She arranged to have him babysit when she and my father went to the first club function of the new season. It amused her to hire her unlikely lover in this manner and bring him into the very heart of our home. From birth, I had been remarkably serene and considerate, seldom crying and sleeping straight through the night, so the likelihood was small that this directionless young man would have to have any interaction with me at all. If I cried, he was to call them at the club. The dance floor was laid out on the sand. It was Mexican night, fiesta night in old New England. The following week, it would be Argentine/tango night. Modest fireworks were being set off. A ragged hiss, then a streaming downward, the light enfolded by the waves. Small boats rocked gently on their moorings. "There are some Mexicans in Chiapas, I think, who believe the world's a cube," the man who would be Commodore said. "I want the tequila that's got the scorpion in the bottle," my mother said, laughing, and the people at their table laughed too, for "It's a worm, Martha, a worm." She laughed. "I hate my name so much." "But you've given your baby such an interesting name," her friend Slim teased. "That's not her legal name, of course," my father said. "It's just for now. Her name is Kristen." "Ugh, him and his damn boats," my mother said. "Everything has to be connected to boats. I've insisted on the letter K at least." "Let's get a little dinghy," a man on my mother's left said. He was new. She didn't know who he was. "What a pretty charm bracelet," the banker's wife said. Her husband was a loan officer, recently promoted. "You must be happy," someone said, congratulating him. "We am," he said. He firmly believed he wasn't drunk yet, but that if he went to the bathroom, which he ached to do, he would be. He knew himself. "Thank you," Martha said, touching a charm. "This is a new one. It's the zodiacal sign of the Gemini." "But you didn't have twins, Martha, did you?" No, she laughed. She hated her laugh. "But that's her sign. She was born in May, on a Thursday." "Astrology can be fun, I guess," the banker's wife said. "Fiesta!" a young man shouted.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?